All of you are good and doing great. So in some of the previous videos I have been deploying code to my projects to Hugging Face. So continuing doing that, in this video I am going to build a text file QnA project in which let me demonstrate you how it will look like. So in this project will allow user to upload a file, any text file. So in this file I have a story, and according to this story I have also asked the ChatGPT to give me a question. So I am not asking questions, I'm not creating questions by me, I am asking ChatGPT to give me the question. I'm asking question and it gives me answer. So I'm not validating any answer and anything, just using it means to demonstration purpose, and also you can say it as a POC purpose what it can do with this model and this to demonstrate to any user, to anyone. So this is our project fifth on a sequence of generative AI projects. So if you can see, I have also created some two sections collections. This is, you can create a collection and you can segregate that these are the projects for MLOps, these are the projects related to generative AI. So this is how I'm trying to distinguish the projects on in Hugging Face. So yep, so so this is how the project will look like as I showed you. So for this we will going to use Q&A, question and answering, in from Hugging Face, question and answering, and then license is basically I don't need any license. The first model I'll going to use. So if you see that license is something, this one I believe, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So this model we are going to be used. So as usual, I'll click on this use this model. In this uh, model I'll use this transformer model code, copy it and paste it in my this code in my app file. So let me remove this whole code and I'll bring this code back. So first thing I'll, okay, one second, before that I have to also create my environment and my repository. So as usual in my previous projects also I have kept whatever I am doing it, like creating my model file, moving my model file, everything, all these commands I have kept here. It could be required because it would be required for you to, when you will do projects in your, at your site. So when you do the hands-on from your side, you have to do that everything by your hand in your code by changes accordingly. Okay, and prompt also, because I'm not doing coding by myself completely. I am doing a coding, I am just taking it the code from help with the helping of ChatGPT, and after getting that code I need to modify, I have to need to correct it as per, because that code will not work always as in directly in my in this in for this one is not that much difficult code, but for any project I am not doing a complete end-to-end code with the help of ChatGPT. I have to modify according to, as per my requirements, and I am doing it. And these are the prompts and where my Hugging Face would be there. So this is the place in Hugging Face in Windows machine. It could be same, but the home directory, and then after that cache, Hugging Face hub, and in also Apple is also same. And this is the link for the Gradio documentation, and this is the Wikipedia, which I'll explain it later. So let's get started. I'll open my terminal first thing, and in terminal I'll first create my environment. So once this environment will be created, I'll have to activate this environment. So now I have to activate this environment. My environment is activated. It is to say yes. Let me make it a little bit big. Okay, now that clear my screen. CLER clear. Okay, now this is activated. For requirement sites, again, Gradio, Transformer, Torch is, I think it's these are the initial libraries which I know it will be required, and if there'll be anything else on the go, we will add it. But yeah, and but I'm not sure right now, so that's why I'm not adding. So just install all your requirements. So Gradio, Transformer, and Torch. Transformer, as we have to download the models from Hugging Face, and Hugging Face is in Hugging Face also we will need that. And then we need a Torch to download and use it, that models. Yeah, and the third one is basically Gradio, which is basically for UI. So now next thing is basically for me to download this file. What I'll do, I'll just make it a duplicate this one, because this file I need it initial phase. When I'll do that, the rest of the things we'll do it by, I'll also do that copy paste thing, but we'll explain it. These are the very initial code and very easy code. So copy and then paste. Okay, this is done. Now in this, let me, or I can do one thing. Yep, let me, in this, in our model, I have to download my model. For downloading my model, I am checking this transformer code, closing, and I'm going to my code, pasting, and I say this one is basically a Q question, QU question AMS answering. So this much only. So I believe my code will work. Let's see. EAR, and then Python app.py. So this model will be downloaded. Then we will download this model from my cache folder to in this working path. So let me create a folder name as model, and into this path we'll copy it. So this model has been downloaded. Let me open another terminal and go to my path to where I have downloaded my system. My model has been downloaded. So go to that path, cd home directory, and from home directory I need to go to cache cache, and then Hugging Face, and then hub. That's it, ls, and from here I need to go to basically clear clear. So I have to download to my model path. So I'll say that ls, what is my model name here. This is my model. Okay, so clear clear, and then mv dot slash model hyphen hyphen, and then name is repeat set. You can see that models, let me type it out, the models deep set, this one. So this model will be downloaded to where, from here to basically it's just a cut paste in a Linux or in Unix, or in a Unix way. You have to just say copy paste. Is basically a moving. This folder is moving from this place to another place. So where I have to move? I have to move to a new location. I have to move to this location. So cd model ls and then pwd. So I'll take pwd. So I'll take this path, copy, and then in here, and then I need this folder here. So I need as is this one. Oops, I don't need this. This is closed. So yep, and then this. So my model will be copied from there to here. Yeah. So if you can see now that my model, everything is over here. Now how I have to use it? So let me do it this way. I'll comment this code, and then copy this one, paste it again, and then model path, model underscore path equals to dot, put it in the quotes. Oops. Okay. Model underscore path equals to, oops, again, and then imports dot model slash models. Let me paste this path because I need this alphanumeric path over here. Copy path, relative path, and then try to paste it. So this path is completed. Now this model I have to use, so I'll say this model path only. Or instead of model path, you can also give a model name. It's up to you. So only this much. Now I have to ask the question and answer to this text. So I need some context. Basically it takes context. Basically it's a text where I can ask, and based on that context it's a question. So like that I have to pass over here. So what I'll do what I've done here already in this app.copy file. Just minimize this one, just minimize. So I already have something context and it's question and answers. I'll say that this context so for multiple lines I have to give a slash at the end of every text. Like that I have already given, and then questions I have gave that. I've copied this code from somewhere in the, as I can show it in here, right? In this, okay, I have to correct this path as well. Okay, mb this. So sudo, it's good if you'll put, if not then also fine. So this path is done, and model this. So this path also I'll copy over here. This path. If you are using Apple, that you can refer this. If you are using a Windows, then you maybe need to put a double slash over here, or like slash like this, forward slash. If not, then if you are using Apple, then the backward slash. So forward slash you have to put this way, and then you can use it in the Windows machine and otherwise if you are using this is for Windows. Basically this is for Apple, not for Windows. So this is done, this is done. Now if I'll have to use it, I have just for your purpose I have used this link for copying this code. So either I can copy it here, so again I have to do the whole exercise. Instead of that, I have already copied this text over here. You can see that the continent is several large geographical regions. The continent is any of several large geographical regions. Continents are generally identified by. So this is, I already copied the first paragraph until years ago. Somewhere, I'm not sure. Yeah, until here. So this much of text I have copied and pasted over here. Yeah, and this is and the question is, how many continents are there in the world? This is the question I am asking. How I am asking? Print questions, this one, and then context. So let me try to call this. I already have it here. No need. Let me do it here. Python app.py. Oops. Okay. This one no need. Let me close this. Otherwise, every time I'll have that confusion. There, I say Python app.py. Again, I am inside some model file, right? www. Calling python.py. So this is giving some answer score start 269 and up to 7. So answer is up to 7, but these things we don't need, start and end. So this is might be giving the starting word or character from there to there. This up to 7 answer is over here. So this is how it is works, and then this is done. We can ask another question to it, and let's see if it can give an answer. Okay. If you want that, you can give any other question as well. Let me see if I can see that. Okay, I can give any another question from here. This is my another question. Copy and then pasting again. So for me, question is, what is the largest continent? Answer, I am taking in an answer variable and printing that answer. So in the above one also we can do that way, like this one we could cut and then paste here, take it here, this answer, and simply print answer. So this is one way of doing it. Let me comment this everything. I don't know, my keys are one shot, it's not working now, not sure why, so that's why I'm doing it manually. So this is done, this is done. Let me ask the question and answer thing here again. Context. The context was not required to comment. Sorry. Oops. Now I'll get the answer. So Asia and Africa. So it's in the model, we can do that another fine tune and all these things, but right now this model is giving this answer. So until now it's fine. We can ask, we can integrate this with the Gradio as well. In fact, uh, first level of work to complete, we need to do this. So I'll have this, all this code, I'll copy this code and do some changes over here. In that case, let me comment out this part. and questions also. Let me comment out. So what I am doing, I am creating a function which is taking a question, again calling a question answering model, and then giving an answer, and I am only returning answer. As you can see, in answer we are getting a lot of things like up to 7. So I only need the placeholder answer in this case. I don't need anything else. So in the second one I am doing it print answer. Similarly I am using here. So again I have to uh, here I also need to take the Gradio SGR. So fine, and then okay, in Gradio interface I'm calling this function get answer. I'm having a text box which is taking an input context for first text box, which is this one. Basically it's calling the function and then we are defining the input. So there are two inputs are required. First is context and the second is question. So input your question here, and then we have the output as answer text, and it is calling and it is giving us. So let me start the application and see whether we are getting a correct answer or not. Fine. Yeah, I'm getting a context here. So let me copy the context from here. If I can see, instead of that I'll take the context from here, and then I'll ask the answers. How many continents are there? Let's see whether I'll get what answer I'll get. Up to 7. So I'm getting correct answer. So this is one part is done. Now what I'll do, I'll just do some more enhancement so that user can, instead of typing or copy pasting, user can just pass the file, story file, and then can be transfer this kind of a text when is ask the questions based on that file. So we need one more function called read file, and like a basically which read the files, and it gives me the uh, it open the file, and it basically give me the return of that context out of that. Means it's read the file and give the context. So it's very easy. I'm not sure right now, but if you see that I have already pasted a prompt here, like Python script which take the file object as input and return the content of the file. So this is the only code I am asking. Instead of asking again to ChatGPT and see that, let me ask it, and then I'll not copy paste this one because I'm not sure whether this one will give the correct thing or not now, and maybe I need to, instead of wasting or I have to devote more time, I'll what I'll do, I'll just take it, and what I have already done I'll use that one. So I can see that in this code also their exception handling is missing, and yeah, and this code may or may not work in all cases. So that's why I'll show the changes, what all changes are required, and the things would be work in which way. So I'll go to my code app.py, and on top of it basically I say read file. In this basically it will take a file as an object, and in file object it will use the encoding of UTF-8, and also if there is any error or unable to read file, it will give an exception, and context, it will basically it will give me the context as is the way. In this if I'm go down, if I'll see this in this way, I need the context from here. So I'll say the context, basically here I'll get the file object first thing, and in this I'll get context, and basically context I'll get, and then equals to read file, and I'll pass the file object to it, equals to file object. Let me take this one only. So this much is this much change is only required, and there is no change in the uh, rest of the code. The only change is required now. Instead of text box, we'll go for the file, and in that, instead of saying that input your context, I'll say upload your file. So the text of the interface of Gradio is almost same in all. The only thing is, based on the objects or things, we need to get the things done. We need to maybe a changes done. So there is no use of having a line in case of drop or upload a file. And any other changes? See, I don't think so I have to do any other changes. Let me save it again one more time, close this server, clear, and then do this. So comparatively this project is small, but maybe in future we will create a more project like this. Okay, this is small instead of small f, this is capital F, I believe. Sorry about that. Let me do that again. Yep. So let me call this. In your Windows you can say control and then mouse click. In my Mac case is basically a command and then. So I already have the file, story.txt file, and then I'm asking a questions I already paste. I have it here. So what was the unusual sight that 10-year-old Alex stumbled upon his backyard? So this question, I'm not sure what is the answer, is expected answer. A small silver robot humming softly. So this is how it works. So the last part is basically, I say this my project is complete. So last part is again for the same thing. I'll create a new space. I give that name as Q questioning answering based on text file for for uploaded for text file. I'll say, I think this much is enough. Text file license, let me use MIT Gradio, create the space, and then this I'll have to create a file called requirement.txt file. Oops, I created it by mistake. First saving without editing, edit first, and then requirement.txt file, this much, paste it, my Gradio transformer torch, these things, and I'm not sure whether torch is required or not because I have not added anywhere, but let it be now. and one more file I have to do, app.py, because normally on all the Hugging Face related projects I am using these three libraries. That's why I've used, otherwise there seems not no use. Okay, and app.py file, control A, control C, and then control V. Oops, control V. So this is, and then just save it. Now as soon as I save this app.py file, my code will start building, deployment will start, and you can see that it's basically Hugging Face is using a Docker uh, on it, and it's already, whenever I'll give that, and it started working on that, deployment will start. So it's for everything you, Hugging Face is providing you a Docker image, creating a Docker image for your project and deploying it. So it's in a good way. They are helping in a community, and also if you want to go for the pro version, then you can go for some other things like in Hugging Face you can use GPUs as well, but there are some charges for every hours like 40 cents 1 hour, and all these things are there. But in our case, so far we don't need this, so we are not using it, and we are trying to use a free thing over here as much as possible and trying to deploy our projects. For that, if you use the GPUs and all, you have to go and sign up, subscribe to the Pro. So for the Pro, you have to give a $9 per month, and then you will get a Pro badge show your support to your profile, on your profile, feature preview, social post, uh, and blog articles, dataset viewer, interface, API. So all these things you will get in your when you use the pro version. So I am not using it. That's that one now. So it's my, for the 0% charges, zero per payment charges, like that I'm using it. So let me see what is the status for my model or my code, what I have done. This one now starting, still starting, and this one I'll also commit the code. Let me do it now. Just stop, let me stop the server and see git. In git ignore, I'll add these files, rename, not sure, maybe I already added, so yeah, I don't need this one. Flags, files also I need the model also I don't need to upload. So these files I don't want to upload. Then git status, so these files I'll have to add as clr git add git commit -m say text qnA files added, or after complete code, after completion, after finish the project. Okay, now git push -u origin to main. Before that, let me go and see, it's still building, maybe some error will come, then we have to see. And where is that repository? This is my repository. So far nothing is over here, and let me see whether nothing is in the QnA, only git ignore is also blank, everything is blank. And let me add the files over here now. Push, enter. So if I'll go over here, yeah, so all my files are there. Let's see whether it is started. Repo name and repo must be this. Okay, I got my issue because it's a silly mistake. I don't have this edit model path. This doesn't understand this path and all these things. So either I commit this code like this way and then just do it as is. In fact, yeah. So this is done and then the code will work. Let us wait until this starts. So my deployment has been done, and then let me see the application. I have the questions and answer ready. So let me put the file, ask the question, let's see the answer. Yeah, so this is one. Let me ask more questions. What was the name of the Alex? What was the name? What was the name of the Alex, or the name of the robot Alex encountered, and what kind of a device was it? Fine, I'm not sure. I'm not. Okay. Autonomous intelligent device, assistant device. So yeah, and there are actually, if you are reaching to this level of my video, I believe you are following me for the rest of the things and projects. So in Hugging Face you can do a follow to anyone and give a, if you like someone projects, you can also give a like on something like this, as well as also you can like give a like or star in projects, whatever projects if you are looking at. So these are the ways you can support me, and also while watching in my videos and my LinkedIn. I'll also mention all these things there. You can just give your support on that. Yep, thank you very much.